Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR 14. So today I'm going to be racing at New Hampshire and I'm using Brad Keselowski's number 2 car. He won the previous race, so we're going to be using him in today's event. So New Hampshire, I do remember this track. It's a very small oval, very flat. You can't really get on the very inside of the track because there's no grip. You just spin out. So it's a pretty interesting track. It's pretty tough. AI is pretty competitive here, so we're going to see how it goes. Every time they've been competitive in qualifying, they kind of aren't in the race, so we'll see how that goes. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh, by the way, I went ahead and qualified, and I qualified first, pulled off of first, just by ever so slightly, so we'll go ahead and jump into it. All right. Oh, we're going to start on the outside of Kurt Busch. I think Kurt is pretty good at short track races, so... yeah, so we're going to start on the outside of Kurt Busch, and I got to admit, the setup feels perfect. The car feels really nice. I do smoke the tires a little bit depending if I really get into it coming into the corners. But as you can tell, the line is kind of right there. It's kind of right where Kurt is. Ooh, we're going to swing by him. Almost took his back end off there. Reword, I know. So yeah, a couple things I've got to talk about during this race that I'm going to try to talk about while we race. Ooh, 3 wide, I'm on the outside. I got to get a little bit because I want to get on the inside of these guys. I'm going sideways. I am going sideways. Jesus. Alright, I get it. I'm going to stay up here. I'm not going to move. I'm going to stay on top. Just everybody go by. Jesus, what the... Alright, let's see whose fault that was. Oh, come on, Kurt. I was going into the corner and he just kept going straight. He turned later than I did and... yep. Well, let's go ahead and... I'm not going to pit. I don't need to. There's no reason. Let's go ahead and just get back out there and start this from the back, I guess. We're going to be not dead last, but close to it, so... different kind of race than I wanted, but, shit happens, I guess. I wasn't even pushing it that hard. I just thought I wanted to get on the inside. I'm trying to...
Three wide, you're in the middle.
Motherfucker.
First is leading by 3 seconds.
Oh, God.
Yellow flag.
Yep. That one was my fault, just because 21. Like, seriously, dude? 3 wide. You're all the way in the back. Who you... How long did these cautions last for? Let's end it. I get it. It was my fault. Let's go. We don't have time all day for this. Let's go. Okay. So what I've been trying to say is I don't know what's going on lately with YouTube, but I cannot read my comments. It's been like this for the past like 5-6 days. I've been waiting to see if they're gonna fix something about it. Haven't seen any sort of fixes come into play, so it's I don't know what is happening, but yeah, I cannot read my comments. I get this instant spinny forever loading, the little load circle when you first originally go down to look at comments. That little load circle, I get that, and then I just get that forever. It never goes away. God damn. The AI felt good at this track, but now they're just spinning me constantly. This is fucking ridiculous.
Keep an eye on your speed. We don't need a penalty right now.
Okay, well, we're pretty far back here now. I'm not gonna cause a caution or anything. I'm just gonna kind of let the pack break up a bit. So hopefully whenever I work my way back in there, now my car is fucked and it's not turning properly. But whenever I work my way back in there, I can, hopefully the pack will be kind of split up and it won't be such a mess. But they're spinning me left and right. It's ridiculous. The car does not handle the same. But yeah, so I can't read my comments. I don't know what's going on. I can see likes and dislikes, but I can't read comments. I can go on my phone and read them, but on my computer I just cannot read them. I've done everything short of clearing my cache or anything like that, my cookies or anything, which I might just do. I don't want to do just because it's annoying to go through the process of signing in to everything again. But I've been thinking, a lot of people have said that there's a lot of people out there that are having the same problem. So I'm like, okay, it's something on YouTube, but I can't look at anybody's comments, not just mine, anybody's. Any video I go to on YouTube, I can't look at the comments. I don't know what is going on, so I might just have to end up clearing my cache, but I don't know, we'll see. So I do apologize if I haven't been responding to comments lately. That is the reason why. I typically do try to go through the comments and respond to some of them, and I read all of them. I just try to respond to some of them that have, like, legitimately, good questions and stuff like that. But yeah, so that explains what's been going on in the past, like, week or so, why it felt like I just haven't been, around. Because it's just, they're just not loading. I don't get it. So, but yeah, so I mean, I'm not doing this to get likes, but if you guys do like videos that I am putting out, like them, because then it lets me know without even having to read comments in the first place. It lets me know that you guys like the videos and you want to see more of them. And especially now, just because I can't read the comments, I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, a couple other things. If you, some of you may, some of you might not know, but Jeff is in town. Jeff is visiting from Missouri. He's in California. And I'm recording this video early so I can get it up and done and be over with. Danica, I can be over with it. Because I'm going out tomorrow. I'm driving out to go see him. He's out a little bit. He's kind of in the Sacramento area. And I'm in the Bay Area, so I got about a 2, maybe 3 hour drive in front of me to get to him, depending on traffic and whatnot. I'm thinking I'm driving out Saturday morning, on the 20th. So it's going to be, hopefully Saturday morning, there's not going to be much traffic. And I'm going to kind of go the back way. I'm not really going to go the way that everybody goes. Everybody kind of takes a certain freeway to kind of get out to Sacramento, but I'm going to kind of go the back way and go around and then take some non-used roads and kind of avoid Sacramento altogether, so I don't have to drive through it at all, which should save me some time in the long run. Also, I think I avoid a toll road by doing that, so that's nice. But yeah, so I'm getting all my videos done and just getting them out, so that way while Jeff is around, I don't have to be like, oh, hold on, I gotta record this, fucking video or whatever. We do plan, I'm bringing my GoPro and my Canon and just all the cameras I possibly can and all the batteries I possibly can and all the SD cards I possibly can, so that way I can do a lot of vlogging while we're out there. I think on Saturday after I get there, we're gonna go to like an Oktoberfest sort of thing that's going on. So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for that. A little bit nervous too because a couple things. One, I've never met Jeff in person, so that's gonna be interesting. Ooh, fuck me. Car did not want to turn. Oh, huge slingshot. Go on, get it.
Really good right here.
Okay, but yeah, so I've never met Jeff in person, so that's gonna be, that's kind of nervous. And then also I've never driven my car that far. I've driven my car probably an hour in one direction, hour back. So I've driven my car for like 2 hours straight. But I've never driven it that far away since I've owned it. I just haven't had a reason to. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous, but I'm looking forward to it at the same time. I haven't had any problems with it, and I'm gonna knock on wood and cross my fingers and do all sorts of stuff because in the past couple months since I've done the repairs to it, I haven't had any issues. The car, I mean, it just starts up every single time. It runs nice. It handles nice. There's no issues. So I'm not worried about any mechanical issues. It's going to be, it's a car from '95. It's kind of getting up there in age, and you got to expect the unexpected. So a little nervous about that. Nervous about meeting Jeff. But also if you follow me on Twitter, a little while ago I tweeted about, I got a new radio in my car and whatnot, because I could only listen to CDs in the old radio I had. It had a really old, geez, that was a bad run. I had a really old Sony CD deck in there that the previous owner had installed in like probably the early 2000s at some point. It wasn't the greatest. It was kind of a shitty deck. And I couldn't plug my phone into it. I couldn't do anything like that. I could listen to the radio and CDs, and that was it. And I was like, I'm tired of burning CDs. I want to get something new. I'm just tired of this stuff. And the decks aren't really, they've dropped in price, the ones that have auxiliary and USB and Bluetooth and all that. They're really cheap. Ended up finding one on Craigslist, a Pioneer App Radio 2, which retail for a couple $100. I found one for relatively cheap, used. Went and picked it up. Got a good deal on it. Went and got it installed, and I was like, this thing's awesome. It's great. It was like a touchscreen. It was all this cool, fancy stuff. Wasn't compatible with my Moto X, my phone. I was like, okay, that kind of sucks. I wish it was, but it wasn't. So it was on all the forums and websites, everyone was like, oh, it works best with Apple products. And I was like, okay. I found a 4th generation iPod Touch, which they said works with the radio. And, found that, which they said works as long as you update it to iOS 6, which I did. Everything was proper, working, hooked up properly and all that. But the radio was not picking up the iPod. I don't know why it was not recognizing it. When I would plug it in, it would make the noise like it's getting power to it. Like when you plug in an iPhone or an iPod or whatever, it would make the noise, but it wouldn't. The app, there was a certain app you had to get, which I had, which was not allowing me to. It wasn't recognizing that there was an iPod connected. So after cruising forums and everything, nobody was having this issue. No one was having this issue about this going on, and I couldn't figure it out. And I was just getting frustrated. I could only listen to the radio, which where I live, the radio is very spotty. It's not great reception. It's just not good. It's not good listening to the radio because you go one city over and you lose it. And then also, even when you do have radio, you listen to the same 6 songs all day, just on repeat. And it's like, I'm getting so tired of this, and I was like, you know what, man? I've had enough of this. The radio itself is awesome. Really, really wish it would have worked. But I've come to the conclusion that unless I get an iPhone, which I'm not going to do, it's just not going to, it's not for me. So I went and I actually got another Pioneer deck, another double DIN deck, which the previous one was double DIN. It's not a touchscreen, it's not anything fancy, it has Bluetooth in it, so I guess that is kind of fancy. It has an auxiliary jack and it has USB. Was relatively cheap, actually, I was kind of surprised. So I went and got that, swapped them out, literally swapped them out, like there was not an issue. That took me maybe an hour to do. It was actually pretty easy. Went ahead, did that, have the old radio. I'm just going to throw that thing up on Craigslist or something and just explain what happened, explain that it works, and that I don't have an iPhone. I'm not going to invest in an iPhone. I don't want anything to do with an iPhone. It's an amazing radio. I really wish it would have worked. It was so cool, like the touchscreen and the backgrounds you can do, and like the stuff I saw on videos on YouTube about what you could do with this thing looked amazing. But it just didn't work for me. And, it sucks, but it is what it is. So if you saw that picture on Twitter a while ago about that radio, that's no longer in the car. I now have something else. I don't have a little fancy plastic rectangular piece to go around the casing, though. It's a little bit different casing around the outside, so that little plastic one that went around the previous radio doesn't work on this one. So I've got to get something else, so it's kind of not pretty. It works, it's not pretty. So yeah, it's but it works, sounds good, looks good, has like, I've mentioned before I like things with LEDs. This thing has like You can do like 30 different colors of LEDs. You can have it like flash through patterns. You can have it slow transition. It looks like my lights that I had in my room that I showed you guys a long time ago. It looks like that. It's pretty cool. That's not the reason why I got it, just because it works. But yeah, so I can plug my phone right into it. It works. So now on the drive up, when I go visit Jeff, the 2+ hour drive, you know, I have music I can listen to and stuff like that. So I am looking forward to that. It was a pain in the ass and it was a big process, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of everything I wanted to go over, really. Can't respond to YouTube comments, can't view YouTube comments. Well, I can view them on my phone. I can't really respond to them, though. But yeah, also visiting Jeff, going to be doing a ton of vlogging, so expect AFK vlogs a lot. We finished 26th in this race after qualifying first, being knocked back to 43rd twice. Well, not quite 43rd, like 40th, 39th, twice. Yeah, then we got, you know, we had to work our way back up to, we worked our way back up to 26, what I think is pretty respectable. But yeah, so for the time being, I'll let you guys know when YouTube comments for me start working again. I'll probably clear my cache. I'll wait a couple more days and see if it happens, and I'll clear my cache and just go through the bullshit of signing through everything again. But in the meantime, if you guys really do, I know I say this all the time, and I really do mean it, if you guys do like something, remember to like the video. It really does help me out. It actually does let me know if you guys like this series and you want to see more. But yeah, so look forward to a bunch of AFK vlogs. By the time you're watching this, I'll be hanging out with Jeff, and we'll be tweeting and whatnot, and links are in the description to my Twitter and all that sort of stuff if you want to follow me and whatnot, and self-promotion, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!